So getting you fired sometimes gets you invited to a lot of interesting things. I was just at an event here in Yaletown at Earl's, and it was called Save BC Mining, and I talked to a lot of miners. It was really and people from the mining industry. It was noisy in there. I couldn't get any interviews, but I talked to some really interesting people talking about what they're doing to the mining industry. I mean, it's an industry where it could be so lucrative and so valuable for the economy in BC, but yet because of bureaucracy, because of jumping through hoops, because of just so much red tape, the industry is dying. It's not succeeding, and people are wondering why. So I'm going to do some more interviews with people. I got some numbers, but I did run into John Rustad.
With an NDP government that we have today, our GDP is well below average. It's going to continue to shrink. Our GDP per capita is practically zero going forward, and that's just a quality of life issue. And when 1 in 2 youth are thinking about leaving this province, when 1 in 3 people are thinking about leaving this province, there's only one reason for that. It is bad government policies that have created the crisis and everything we have. So this is why we need this change in British Columbia. I can tell you, as a Conservative government, should we have that on-reforming government, we are going to bring about a significant change. We're going to make sure that you can invest in this province, that you can have an opportunity to have profits and be successful, because I want you to pay more wages. Because quite frankly, if you're going to deal with affordability, you need to have a strong economy, you need to have success, and you need them to be able to pay the wages that's needed to be able to address this. There's only so much we can do in government. We're going to get rid of the carbon tax, we're going to do other significant tax relief to be able to help with affordability. But ultimately, it all works if we can get our economy going.
For South Surrey White Rock, I'm also Pierre's Chief Opposition Whip and his BC Lieutenant on his leadership team. I just happened to be home this week instead of in Parliament for the start of Parliament, so I'm taking this in. It was great, my bonus to be here. You know, we're very obviously concerned about the state of the economy throughout Canada, but I'm a British Columbian, and it really matters to me that British Columbia isn't left behind. We believe we will form the next federal government. That's Pierre Poilievre's Common Sense Conservatives. We'll do that. But if we end up with an NDP government here in BC, we're going to be fighting them on all these very important issues because they are not on the same page. So for us, federally, we want your ideas. We definitely want to see Canada prosper again. All these God-given resources we have simply cannot stay in the ground, and that is the Liberal plan federally and the NDP plan in BC.
There's a lot of things wrong in BC. There's a lot of people looking for change. We want things to be different. We've had 7 years of the NDP, and look where we're at. Look what your life is like. And this was an event called Save BC Mining. And I spoke to some people from the mining industry. We don't really hear about what's going on with them. It reminded me kind of like what's going on with the farmers. No matter what they do, there's hoops to jump through, there's bureaucratic red tape, there's all kinds of like problems with investors and banks, and trying to have a successful mining industry is sort of not the goal of the current government. It's like they want to just run it into the ground. So it was really interesting talking to people.